Hi, it's Alexei Shalin, and today we will look at SANS Institute Critical Security Control number 1, known as Inventory of Authorized and Unauthorized Devices. We'll look at the tool and easy steps we can do in order to achieve the result and implement this control in our organization.
We will use the Quality Guard tool and the vulnerability management component in it. So first of all, we'll have to define the network IP ranges that we'll be scanning, where we'll identify those assets we're interested in. We will add the network ranges here for individual IP addresses if we suspect that they have assets on the other end. So in this case, I will use something like that. Here's my range. We'll add it to the tool. Because it is the internal range, we'll need to make sure that we have actually a component that will execute the scan. For that, we will download the virtual appliance. That's the easiest way to do. For the external ranges, we don't need to download anything. We will use one of the Quality Guard existing appliances in the data center. So we'll just add another one. I have VMware Player. Follow the instructions. So I don't need to download it again because I've already done it before. Use the code. Just follow the wizard, and then the appliance, we will run it in our VMware environment in this case, and it will connect to our account and pick up any jobs. So any jobs meaning we'll actually schedule to run the map. Map is actually the asset discovery, and when we run the map, we'll specify the name, calling it first map or asset discovery. We use everything by default, use our scanner appliance, and use the domain or net block which we specified in the domain none. So none is a collection of all the IP ranges we may have in our environment. Click launch button, and it will schedule the asset discovery, so it's queued status. And in the meantime, we just look at what results we will get. So in this case, we're going to look at the graphical mode first. Then we will look at the report itself. So here's a graphical view, our network, what do we have, quick view of what kind of operating systems do we run. If we want to dig a bit deeper, what are the Linux systems in this case do I have? Click the button, the information, how did we discover it? So this is in fact is actually giving us already quite valuable information. What do we have on our environment? Then the map result looks like that. So it just produced a list of IP addresses we discovered. So L letter means they are live. Here's a legend. And S means that these systems can be scanned, meaning we can actually run the vulnerability assessment to get the vulnerabilities. But that's not what we're trying to achieve now. For now, we're just trying to understand what do we have so we can make more informed decisions. And I would like to know what is actually this Mac machine is doing on my network. So it's not scannable yet, so I will add it to subscription, and then I can actually schedule a scan later to understand what vulnerabilities and more information is actually out of this particular machine will come up. And then A letter, if I know what these machines do on my network, then I can simply approve them, and then through the next map the A letter will come up here. So those hosts without A letter will get my attention, and I will be able to possibly investigate what they are, what they do, and if I'm happy with them, let's say with this one, I will approve it, so next time a letter will come up. So this is the result. Now we can also download the results in our preferred format, CSV or PDF, and analyze it through our preferred tool. So let's have a look. Yeah, basically the raw results and information, how did we discover that particular machine. So doing this, we actually implemented the security control number 1, known as inventory of authorized and unauthorized devices in our environment. You can also get access to this tool by going to qualys.com and following the button free trial. Try it yourself and get the result. If you like it, obviously you know what to do after. So as a summary, we define the ranges of the networks that we wanted to identify our assets on. Then we schedule the scan, or actually run the asset discovery, and look at the results. Now we've got this control in place. Next step can be running the project to migrate Windows XP or Windows 2000 boxes to later versions. We can run vulnerability assessment and many other things. And as additional spin on this assets management, there is an additional tool available from Qualys Guard that actually helps you to define and manage the assets using tags. So for example, I created tags Apple, Windows, Linux, etc. So when I run a scan, it's actually the tags being applied to those assets. So here's a regular expression. We can use IP ranges, many other ways, and in this case I'm interested in Linux. So once the assets get the tag, I can actually analyze it better, or I can use vulnerability assessment to run specific scans on those Linux type boxes, let's say in my lab environment, and only those assets will be actually subject to that scan. Or I can basically analyze the result through the number of filters here. So I'm interested in Linux boxes. What do we have? And then I can add extra tags if I want to. It was Alexei Shalin. Thank you for watching.